Hello all, Casual New Gamer back at you with another video. Oh yeah, video. So I watched this morning the Nintendo Direct for September 12th, 2025, and I really enjoyed it. I think it was honestly one of their better directs. I don't know if I would say the best one, because the more I mean there was stuff, but like they gave us basically dates for things that we already got at other directs. So I mean they did surprise me with the Mario stuff. There was a Mario anniversary segment right in the beginning. It started off and it looked like it was on a grid with Mario. It almost I almost started thinking, oh my goodness, are we getting Mario Maker 3? Which I don't know if we'll get another one of those right now, but it would be interesting. Got my Mario 8-bit shirt on for the day. Yeah. Anyway, um they showed off immediately the new Mario movie, and the title is Super Mario Brothers Galaxy, I believe, or Super Mario Galaxy, or Super Mario, something like that. It's basically a movie based on Galaxy, because if you saw the original movie, there was stuff in the movie that hinted at Galaxy universe was kind of there, and that's where they went. Although at the end of that movie, they did something else with another character. I don't know if it's going to lead into anything. I don't want to give you any spoilers, but if you saw the character at the end of the movie, I thought that that is where they were going to go. But I'm assuming they already had like that next movie, this next movie that they're talking about for next year, in preparation. That there was just, it was part of it, and maybe the thing at the end of the first movie is going to be part of the third movie, which is where they can go. This movie is going to come out April of next year. I mean, as long as it's not delayed. So a pretty good trailer. You could check all the stuff. You could check on pretty much Nintendo's YouTube account. I'm sure other places have shared the trailer. But as soon as I saw Galaxy, it made me start thinking of my predictions. I said they were going to do the other 3D Mario games that they did in the 3D All Star Collection, then add Galaxy 2. And that's when, because I've been hearing for a long time that Galaxy 2 was getting a remaster. I will say that on screen, in 4K, the game looks great. I don't know if I'm assuming it's got to be obviously an upgrade over the original, because 3D All Stars was just a port job. They didn't do any like enhancements to it. So you're getting in this well, I don't know if I said this, but we're getting also Galaxy 1 and 2 as a double pack. There's going to be a double pack physically. It's going to be 70. If you buy the games individually, they're 40. So if you bought each one individually, it would be 80. So you're getting a $10 discount for 70. I mean, I was thinking that they were just going to do all four games 4K and then do them at 20 a piece on the eShop each, and then make it an $80. But I mean, I'm cool with just basically Galaxy 1 and 2, because we do have Mario 64 and Sunshine on the Nintendo Switch Online, or if you got the limited release, which there are still copies at GameStop's. GameStop is selling it now for $120, I want to say. But anyway, we also got Mario Wonder is getting a Switch 2 edition, which I said they are not getting Wonder 2. The Switch 2 edition is basically more of Mario Wonder, but co-op. Kind of like there's like co-op kind of like missions that you could do, multiplayer stuff. But there's also they hinted at in the trailer that there's going to be extra levels. I guess they don't want to show those levels because once you see it, it kind of ruins the surprise of it. Just know that they're adding extra content. I don't know how much extra content. It is going to be, I want to say, 20 or $25. I'm going to go on the eShop now and check. But in the meantime, while I'm doing that, I will tell you that the big final game that they're doing for the Mario anniversary is they're releasing a Yoshi game. I don't remember the name of the Yoshi game, but you're basically going in an encyclopedia, kind of like going and like you like the example they gave there was that basically they gave like a flower, like one of the flowers from Mario Wonder that talks, or it might just been a regular like dandelion flower, and on that you go and you like, you know, eat it as Yoshi, or you could have it right on your back, and it can do certain things. Like I think when you eat it, you're it's kind of like a collectopedia kind of thing, where like you're telling the encyclopedia that's what this thing is, because the encyclopedia for some reason it's portrayed as an older person who doesn't have like all their memories, so maybe you have to go and restore their memories and go in these pages and stuff. I've seen it described in a few people who watched along as like a puzzle platformer, which I mean that would kind of interest me, but I watched this and I was like I really would love to have a dedicated direct telling me what is this game, because the trailer, like if it's supposed to be something I'm excited for, I was not. I don't know what they were trying to get at that you're doing. Like I understand like they were saying like you can use different characters that you find, and then they have things like if you go and you see like dandelions, because it's kind of like a forest kind of area, the dandelions can, like if you run through them, they will go and basically kind of like they dropped onto rocks and then made them kind of like rapid age the rocks, so that way you can smash through them or break them, and I guess there was things under there, so there's probably some sort of mechanic like that, I guess. I mean, I'm sure, listen, Nintendo is actually very good with stuff like this. They come up with like these ideas. So like even sight unseen, because I like the Yoshi series, like I would pick up this game even to try it out, even if there was no direct, or like even like I don't know, the last Yoshi game on Switch, I believe Crafted World had a demo or some sort of like playthrough, because I remember playing it and playing like the heck out of it. So I'll check that out. So that's basically the Mario stuff. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I'm rambling on. We're already over 9 minutes in this video. Yeah, so I'll get a little more brevity here for this. Bonanza got a DLC for it, and it's basically an extra like an island that is basically a representation of your home in, I guess, like country. So no spoilers, but one, it says on the eShop that you have to get to, like, you can get the DLC, but if you're not up to like one of the later layers, I believe it's layer 1000 or 1100, so like it's that's like level 10 or 11. So once you're at layer 10 or 11, I believe it is. I don't want to say which one it is. You can go in the eShop if you want to check it out. You can then access this other layer while you're playing the game, or after, I guess, post game, to go back to that layer. Because if you've seen the directs for this, you can transport back to other layers once you get to like certain areas to do that. So that's one thing. Oh, also with the Mario stuff, I forgot about this, and I'm actually excited for this. A new Mario Tennis game. It's called Mario Tennis Fever. The gimmick is basically you're playing your basic Mario Tennis. You have your different types of shots, but then you have what are called fever rackets, and I forgot how many they said. I know there's 38 characters, but there's a bunch of fever rackets that all do, like, one does like ice, and once you get like a fever shot with the ice racket, you can put like a patch of ice on your opponent's like court, like a little circle kind of thing. There's a fire racket there. There were all different ones that they kind of showed in the trailer. So there's 30 fever rackets, it says on the eShop. So that is interesting. That is coming out in February 12th. Galaxy is coming out October 2nd. Then Metroid Prime 4 got a trailer, and we saw Samus is kind of almost in like open world, but like you get like a bike to use, and like that you could do stuff with the bike, and it's like part of the puzzle solving stuff that goes on there. So the Metroid Prime 4 is coming out December 4th. The Donkey Kong Bonanza stuff, the DLC, is out today. So that's that. I don't know why Persona 3 was Persona 3. I don't even remember if it was in the. I don't remember Persona 3 Reload in the Direct, but it's on the page for the Nintendo Direct. So yeah. Pokemon Legends EA, they showed a little more of that, and then that is getting paid DLC. I believe that paid DLC is it's at launch. So that's going to be interesting. It's called Mega Dimensions, and that is really really cool because it looks fun. Then Hades 2 was shown. It's getting a digital and physical release. The digital release is September 25th. Although I thought they said September 30th. That might have been something else. But the physical release for that is, I believe, in November. So I'll be waiting for the physical with that. Although I may just, because I've heard that is not a game key card. So I guess I'll pick it up physically, but I don't know. I'm kind of getting like in the habit of buying my Switch 2 games, the third-party ones, digitally. So Final Fantasy VII Remake got a date, January 22nd, 2026. And there is an introductory price for people on the Switch 2 of $40. So this is also for the physical version, which there's going to be a physical, I guess, key card release, which is also going to have like I think they're doing like booster packs for Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy. I think there's a Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering card, so that is getting there'll be a booster pack in the in the box that you get. Dragon Quest VII is getting a remake. It's called Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, and that is coming out February 5th by Square. So Square is supporting. Age of Imprisonment got a date. That is coming out November 6th. I think that is. Oh, Resident Evil 9 is coming day and date February 27th. Along with on that same day, we're getting actual proper, not cloud versions of Resident Evil 7 and 8. So Resident Evil 7 Biohazard and Resident Evil 8 Village. That is pretty cool. Yeah, I think they just put stuff in this Nintendo eShop page. But basically, what I think of Bonanza is I'm loving Bonanza. I'm actually at the layer that you have to be at to get to the DLC. So I've already purchased the DLC, so I could just have access to that. I don't think, because you have to access a certain character. It said, it says it all in the eShop. I'm not going to say who it is for spoilers. Mario Tennis, the Switch version one, the first one on Switch, I played the hell out of that. Like I don't play multiplayer, but I used to just like boot up into matches with like a few people at the time that I was talking to, and we would just talk and basically play Mario Tennis. So Mario Tennis is gonna be probably a day one buy. I'm probably gonna wait because it is a digital game. So I have someone that I play Mario Tennis with right now, the first one, and we haven't played in a long time because it's kind of like we got our fill of it. But they loved the game, like they were enamored with it. So I think that they will definitely pick up the second one, this new one here. But I don't know if they're gonna go day and date. I mean, it's not really gonna drop down in price. So yeah. Metroid Prime 4, I mean, December 4th release, so it's well beyond Game Awards, but I'm sure it's gonna review well. It's a Metroid Prime game. Those usually do 90s and above. Metroid Prime, the first one, was one of the highest rated games when it first came out. So I could see that. I mean, maybe maybe they're just trying to give Bonanza #1 their time to shine at the Game Awards and not have anything kind of in the way of that. And then also maybe it was just a thing of the rumors that Metroid Prime 4 was having some issues, so they had to work that out. So yeah. I actually might double dip on Prime 4 and get it digitally and physically, because I mean they got me with that Prime Remaster when they shadow dropped that. So I mean, I may do that again because I just love having access to them like that, and then just having the hard copies for like if I were to uninstall it and then just really wanted to play it but didn't want to have to wait for the download. Which also, by the way, Prime 4, the file size, because there's a Switch 1 and Switch 2 edition, the file size of the Switch 1 edition is like 28 gigabytes. And then the file size of the Switch 2 upgrade is only 1.5 gigabytes. So you're basically getting the Switch 1 game with the Switch 2 edition upgrade. So if like you were like, oh well, like basically like file size wise, like that's not much of an increase to go to Switch 2, yet it's doing so much. So yeah, that's great. Like I said, ZA the Mega Dimensions DLC that's coming out, I mean, maybe I'll see if there's like a sale, but I'll probably pick that up. Let me see if there's any like let's see. Additional story content, Hollow X and Hollow Y apparel item. Okay, so you get outfits for your character. That's all you really get extra. Obviously, no one's getting the DLC physically because they don't have a physical edition of that yet. I'm just fast reading here. You claim these Hollow X, Hollow Y once you unlock the ability to adjust your character's looks about an hour into main story. Yeah, so it's basically just like extra clothing and then the story content. So that's cool. Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2, I mean, Galaxy 2 is one of the few things I purchased on the Wii U eShop that I have that game digitally because the game was so expensive and I never got it physically. I own Galaxy 1 physically on the Wii and I own it on the Switch with the 3D All Stars. But yeah, Intergrade Final Fantasy Remake. That honestly at that price, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna get a game key card. I kind of want those booster packs, but I don't want a cartridge to tie me down for the game. I have to really think on that. I really don't. But to if I double dip digitally and a key card, but am I paying 40 for a booster pack? I don't think that's worth it. No. Maybe I'll just get this game digitally. But anyway, then we have Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. I mean, yes, that's a game that's stuck on the DS and is very expensive. So please remake this. I mean, we did 1, 2, and 3 remakes, which are remakes of the original art style. 7 is, I don't know what the original art style is, but this looks very much updated and more modern. 4, 5, and 6, I mean, what's the deal with that? Are we gonna get that? I'm not looking for everything. Resident Evil Requiem, the Resident Evil 9. I mean, I'll wait for a Capcom sale to pick all those up because I'm probably gonna double dip and get them physically on PlayStation when they're down in price. Which, I mean, I waited for Resident Evil 4 remake to jump down in price. I didn't jump on that right away. Yeah, I'll wait for those to go down because I usually double dip with those. So if I'm double dipping, I need a discount. I am not made of money. Plus, I don't have the money right now. I just don't. So yeah, those are. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that was. I can't think of anything else that was in the show, but it was a really good show. I mean, Resident Evil 9 wasn't even the show closer. It was next to the show closer. Wait, what was the show closer? Now I don't even remember. And I watched the show a few times. Okay, it wasn't. Oh my goodness. I cannot remember what the show closure is. Give me a second. I'm gonna pause this and then. Okay, I should have did this from the beginning. The Yoshi game is called Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. So yeah, that was that. We got Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. They talked about that. I saw some people say, I didn't notice it myself, that the game didn't look like it showed any blood when they were basically attacking each other in Mortal Kombat, the original games. So, I mean, Mortal Kombat was known. That was one of the games that made the ESRB get formed, which was Mortal Kombat. Um, I am picking that up physically to support, but we'll see about that game. I don't know if I'm going to even open the box on the physical. Tamagotchi Life got a closer release date of spring 2026. We got a new Fatal Frame remake. They announced Virtual Boy is coming to the Nintendo Classics, and I am not sure if you need, because they're making the apparatus that you would stick your Switch in, kind of like a Labo thing. You either do a cardboard Labo for 25 or a plastic thing that is a replica of the Virtual Boy system, and then you put your screen in the system. You look at it through the eyepieces, and yeah, and they're gonna be releasing like a good 14 games, I want to say, at launch. Don't quote me on that. One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, if you have that for Nintendo Switch, is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 editions. I don't know if there's upgrade paths on these. Overcooked is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. You could use the camera controls on that. Stardew Valley is getting mouse support for a Switch 2 edition. Human Fall Flat is getting a Switch 2 edition where you could use dual mouses or mises, whatever you want to call it, to control your arms if you know how that game plays. Power Wash Simulator 2 is coming. That's kind of a little hyped. I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, there's a Pokemon game called Pokopia, which is basically Pokemon meets Animal Crossing, where you play as a Ditto that copies the form of a young girl, or I guess maybe even a boy, either one, and then you basically collect Pokemon and terraform the land, so you make the land promote more Pokemon to come there that you could then, I guess, catch. Yeah, Dynasty Warriors Origins is getting Switch 2 edition. They talked about Monster Hunter Stories. They had the sizzle reel. And then the thing that ended the show was Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, which looks like it is a sequel of Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now, it's rumored that there is a Fire Emblem Three Houses Switch 2 edition that's going to be released. I don't know how accurate that is. I don't know if that was just people seeing information about Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave that is a sequel to Three Houses and it's a Switch 2 game only, if that's what they saw and they're like, oh, that's what it is. Anyway, yeah, I am excited for Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. I have to definitely play Three Houses at least. Well, I have to play all the routes because their story in that is one of the better games. Yeah, the Pokemon game, honestly, the Pokemon Pokopia, I mean, I know me and 3 other people that are super excited in my main area of people I play with. I mean, I'm sure there's more people, but I know people like in real life that have Switch 2s that love Pokemon and love Animal Crossing. And this is like, Nintendo was like, I know how we can make money. Let's get those people. But I am all there for that. I think the Human Fall Flat Switch 2 edition actually has extra content. Yeah. So that is my thoughts. Virtual Boy, I mean, I'm probably gonna wind up buying that thing, but with my neck the way it is, I don't know if I could even stick my head in that, because I have that problem at the eye doctor whenever they try to stick my head in the thing. So yeah, maybe I'll just skip that one. But yeah, Tomodachi Life, excited for that. Put hundreds of hours in the first one, the DS. I'll try Yoshi. Hopefully there is a demo or something. Galaxy is a definite. I'm actually curious if, like, you had Galaxy 1 on the Switch, if there was like an upgrade pet. I don't think there is, because it's part of a collection. So anyway, like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you're excited for on this Nintendo Direct. What would you rate it? I personally think it's an A. It's one of the better ones. I mean, it's definitely up there as one of the best ones. And hit the bell notification to know when I put up my videos. And you have a great rest of your day. And happy Mario 40th anniversary. Later.